Hello, 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 hello. Good day, everyone. My name is Olu from Counter Capital. Actually, want to discuss with us, you share with us, okay, what I've observed so far in the markets. The common mistakes traders usually do in drawing up the trend lines. Everyone has, one way or the other have gone online to learn how to draw trend lines. They've taken up courses, stamps, in learning how to how to draw trend lines. But what I observe majorly is that people actually doing it wrongly in this little, what's it called, discussion that we'll be having today. We will delve into the common mistakes traders, do in drawing trend lines and the best approach, the best way to do it in such a way that the market will not leave somebody behind. Or better still, one will not be losing money on excess trading. We all know that there's no trader that will not one way or the other make use of trend line. Everybody uses it. Even the big boys in the markets, they do that. You understand? They know how and when. They know majorly how traders draw their trend lines. They know the best way to punish them in using the common way of drawing trend lines. So in this class, we will show to ourselves the mistakes and the best way to put it together to achieve better results in analysis. So let's dive into the charts and shoot ourselves. Okay, this is um, okay. Okay, so let's continue. Sorry for that, you know, little break in communication. Now, one of the first mistakes a trader usually makes is trying to connect all the points, all the structures together for them to be able to. Okay, let's go back a little. Okay, now for some traders, let's look at this chart like this way. Let me take it to the full screen. Full screen. Good, good. So you can see it very well. Like this. For some traders, in drawing trade lines, as they have been taught, they actually want to connect all the available points, or available, structures, available movement in the market together for them to get, for example, somebody wants to draw a trend line, picks it from the top, connects to this. If this one is not connecting to the next one, they will find a way to connect it together, just to make it align. And now before they make the trade decisions. This is not if you do that, it's either market has left you, or you are not even you are not looking at the current market. Okay, somebody would draw a trend line like this. You see, this is first touch, second touch, and the next touch must correspond to the previous one. You can see it's the same perfect. I'm just actually showing to you where how some people draw trend line in analyzing forex markets. If you do this, I'm sorry, it's just a will of care is not taken. You'll be losing so much because it's either you're either looking at what the market is not usually not looking at the moment, or you are looking at the future that has not even happened in the first place. So this is not the best way to draw. And again, for some people, they have been taught, they've learned so your online, offline, through seminars, workshops and all that, that if they want to draw trend lines, they have to connect from week to week to week. That's another mistake. That is another mistake. That is another mistake. Now, if you if you are doing it this way, can you see the way I'm drawing it that is actually looks so nice from this is point A, point B, point C. If you observe what is going on here, the big boys in the market, okay, the market makers, they know that how they understand how retailers draw trade lines, and they're actually waiting for us that okay, draw it from there will actually take you out of the market. Look at what is going on. Somebody that has actually been taught that if you are drawing, that's another mistake. The first one that I mentioned was somebody who just draw the trend line from the peak, from the first peak. Let me quickly do a recap on that and try to connect connectables together. Somebody will say, okay, this and this, okay, this point is, connect to this point. I can see this point touches this one. So my next action, somewhere around here, please observe what is going on. For somebody like this that draws trend line like this, you say this is the first connecting point. This is the second one. Okay, since this particular one is out of flows, the next one should be this. Now thinking that this next one this next one will now give a direction on how to where to trade to open positions. I'm sure most of them will want to do a business around there. They want to open trades around there. So if they do, can you see what is going on? Somebody must have opened positions here that are actually want to be, trying to sell this market. Let me this way. Let's put it, I mean, do this way. This is weekends. So do this way. If you have taken action, you understand, you will be taken out of the market. You will be taken out. If care is not taken, somebody will get frustrated in analyzing market using this wonderful, simple tool. There is no trader. There is no. I'm saying there's no trader. Those big boys, retail trader, institutional traders, they all use trade lines. But the way they use it is quite different from how retailers uses it. Look at, if someone is trying to do business, taking action, opening positions here, the person will be taken out. If care is not taken, you are heading to margin calls. Okay, that is the first mistakes. They want to connect all the connectables that flow with each other together. That is first mistake. The second mistake that I normally see online, so common among traders, is that they are being told that if you are drawing, even though that is the fact, from first point to second point, actually, if there is market structure, breaking the market structure, even though this is relatively breaking market structure, they will say you should connect from point from the from point A, which is the start of a week, to the next point, which is still must be touch the week. Okay, and in most cases, they will be thinking in the next touch, okay, which will be likely this, that they will take action. They will take action. You open positions, but you will not last in the market. They will allow you. Can you see this? It's taking positions. Okay, you are in profit. You just provided liquidity to the market makers. You provided no liquidity to them, and they take you out. They take you out. Whichever place you want to put your stop loss, it must, they must get you. If you are drawing trend line in the conventional way, this is one of the conventional way of trading trend line. Please stop it. Stop it. This is second mistake. The third mistake I normally see is that some traders, they after they have actually they probably after they have struggled using trade lines, they are not making, they keep they are losing money. They will just tell themselves, okay, I'm not going to use from week to week again. What I'm going to use now, from closure of the candle to the, we are talking about closing price of the candle now, from the closing of candle to the next one. Let's see what is going on in the market. Some people, some traders will pick their trend line from close of the candle. That's it's the close of the candle, not the week. They will look for the next close of the candle. Okay, okay, because basically in drawing trend line, which truth must be told, you have to look for two connecting points. That two connecting point is the magic. But how you do it, it's very, very important. Now look at, for somebody, for a trader that draw trend lines by using the candle closing price, which is the first connecting point, to the second. closing price. Okay, and the trader will be expecting either the third connect or fourth connect is going to take action. It's going to say, okay, at this point, I'm going to do business with these peers. But look at this market. If you are using that, does not even at this point does not even come close. When it actually come close, that you actually want to, you are being taken out. So well, what is the best? What is the best way of doing this? Okay, some traders, they will leave the current market structure, the current market price. They will go as far back as, okay, um, let me do this, as far back as previous years. Some will say, okay, if that is the case, let me go to previous years. Let me go to previous years. Okay, just to connect everything together and start doing business, using that. Some would say, okay, this is year, oh, can I see the year right now? To review. Okay, okay. Now, the idea is they will go to some years back in connecting, whether using the wick, using the close price of the candle, connect together to the current market price. For this ones right now, for somebody that is analyze marketing generally this way, some would say, okay, it's broken out, retest, so market should be, break and retest. Break and retest does not work here. It works once in a while. If you do break and retest in this forex market, you will be donating, you will lose money. Some, it's okay. What I'm trying to say is that this is another common mistakes that traders do by going as far as back as so many years before now. What you need is the market, current price action. What is price is doing at the moment. If you are a swing trader, go to weekly, daily. Try to see what the market is doing, presently. If you are a scalper or short-term trader, go to for 1 hour, come down to 15 minutes, see what his market is doing, at the moment, and draw your trade line. I'm going to show you the best way to draw, trade line. Okay, you can go ahead and try it out. By the time we are done, you will see the difference in the trading journey. So that is the second mistake I see people actually do. Now, let me show to you. Let me go to the current market price. This is let's use for okay. This is where we are. This is what we actually use to analyze. Okay, okay, okay. The best way. I'm not this chart. Which is its pair is Euro USD. I just feel as a random, pair to discuss to this topic, which is common mistakes, how people losing money using trading line wrongly. I just tried to use the this random pair to analyze. Not that it was pre-planned. No, I just opened up my system. I said, let me just discuss it. Okay, there's nothing. This is not professional filmmaking. Just talk about charts, talk about trades, and okay, so we support ourselves. If I'm actually going to draw this, I will remove this. Truth be told, you need two connecting points. And the way you actually make use of that two connecting points is very, very important. Listen to me. You need two connecting points. Looking at the current market structure, this is where market is right now. You need basically two connecting points. And before I touch that, before I actually show to us how to draw it correctly, I'm seeing something right now where some people, when they want to draw, trend line, some will just pick up their trend line, whether you are connecting two weeks together, 2.2 weeks together, or using, using closing price and any other method. If you draw trend line like this, to you, it looks so nice, isn't it? Let's say this is current market price. If you draw the trend line like this, it's not it's not being negative. One will not go far in this trading journey. Why? First of all, this movement has not broken any structure. Even though this trend line looks so beautiful, looks so well, well drawn. To be sincere with ourselves, the first point. So you have to bear in mind that the first point, try as much as possible for it to break structure. This is a structure coming down. So the first point must first of all break a structure. Okay, for example, now let's do it correctly. If I'm going to do this, I remove this trend line. Okay, this has not broken the structure. The trend line will not start from here. No. So this movement from here has broken the structure. This is the first point. Okay. Now, this is a retracement. If it's not, even though it's not that deep, okay, and the next movement moves above this structure, this second point. So even if you actually want to draw this simple trend, you want to draw simple trend line here to analyze market, what you are expected to do is to pick from this point, okay, to this point. So whatever you actually want to do with this is led for you with your strategy. So what I'm actually going to correct you to do right now is that allow your first connecting point, which is this, to break structure. And it must, this first point, if there's a wick like this, you start from that wick. Start from where? Wick. But if it is a closed, you know, it is a closed candle with no wick, you start from that, opening price. Right now, this particular one has a wick, you have to start from the wick. Now, this second connecting point is where the the secret is. That is the game changer that I want you to listen to and see. I'm going to do it. Try it out and you will see a lot of results. Don't just say, okay, this is one of those lectures you have actually, gone to the YouTube, the report courses, and they are telling you to connect from one week to the other, or from one close candle to the other. Now, the second point, which you must actually, ensure that it's break structure too, must be on the close candle. Now, the closing price of that candle. If there are two candles, side by side, just get their closing price. You are placing that trend line on the closing price, not on the wick. On the closing price. This is the closing price. This closing price. So I correct together. I'm not looking. I'm not looking at the wick. I'm looking at the closing price, and I'm moving my trend line. That is it. That is it. So now, okay, sorry about that. Now, this is just 2 points that will tell you what you are going to do next. What you are going to do next. After you have connected these 2 points, not this, and again, point of warning. If you have had several points, connecting points before this, in this market right now that I'm showing to you, it's only basically these 2 points that makes a lot of sense. Let me go to the previous markets. The previous price action that you can get good. Good. Yes, yes. Now look at this. Look at this, price action. Look at this movement from here. Hold on. Let me just do this full screen so we can both be on the same page. Okay. Look at from here, point A. this point A. I need to text point A. This point A. Okay, point A to this final point. Final peak of the market. Now, ordinarily, as I've said before, somebody will just throw up a trend line, pick from week, looking at the week. No, no, this is not. This is the common way of doing it. Please stop. Okay. Now, what you actually need, what you need is the two connecting points. If you are looking at the market like this, you don't need all this again. You are looking at the two last connecting points that have been broken structure. This this starting leg and next to this starting leg, you connect them together. If the market is this way right now, okay, just a moment. This one is having week, as I've said earlier. Start from the starting of the week, peak to the next point must be close of the candle. So close of the candle, close of the candle, close of the candle. So whatever you actually want to do, okay. So two connecting points. First structure, break of structure, second one. Now, I'm not going to tell you the action to take because this is just for educational purposes right now. If this market, if market price action, the market, position is like this, the price action that's market, that you are seeing on the screen right now. Let's assume that you know it is a live market. So whatever you actually want to decide here, I have it to I mean, what that will be discussed in next other videos. Whatever is the decision you actually want to make using trend line at this point, this is the best way to draw the trend line. The first two connecting points, take note. The first, if there's a wick from the wick connecting to the candle close, not the wick. It shouldn't be the next point, shouldn't be next, it shouldn't be on the wick. It must be the close of the candles. You understand? If there are two, three candles together, get the closure, the close price of the candle. The close price of the candle. This is the best way. This is the best way to draw a trend line. And you will the market you will not be left out of the market. The the market makers, the big boys, the, the big institutions will not be able to deceive you. Because in this market, it's zero sum. You have to know what you are doing. Now, I'm not going to I'd say that whatever you're going to do at your third point, fourth point, but what I'm here to just to tell you on the best way to draw a trend line. If you draw it, if you start drawing it this way, and you now bring your additional, idea to it, probably your strategy to it on how you use trend line, you've actually won. Actually, well, first of all, by drawing it this way, okay, you have positioned yourself very well. You have positioned yourself very well in not to be beaten in the market. Okay, so that is about that. So if you actually want to keep, you want to learn more, you want to be getting more of this kind of video, there's a link below. Please click the link below. Join us in just a WhatsApp group, it's a free WhatsApp group where free signals will be sent, share ideas, we'll actually discuss more, taking off from the channel. Okay. So just a bit, it's a free WhatsApp to join. John, let's get to know ourselves the more. Let's share the ideas the more. Nobody's asking you to prove anything. Do you understand? So I just actually want to share my own approach in drawing a trend line. I've been doing this for years silently without any noise. And this is how I draw it. Okay. So to know more about this, please subscribe to this channel, press the subscription button. So by the time the next video is released, you'll be able to get notification. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.